G'day everyone, Ali here. Well, this morning I did a video on an AliExpress haul that I received in, and I had received in a lot of these corner dies. So how I actually cut these out is I have the die facing up towards me and I put the card on top, because what I want to look for is the actual die cut part not exceeding the card stock. So you can see there's no die cutting poking out. So when I'm happy, I'll actually just stick this down with low tape or some post-it tape and run that through the Sizzix machine. So that will stop the die moving. Now I've got this butterfly die that I'm actually going to cut out of this green cardstock here as well. So it's going to be my contrasting colour. Now I've got one here that I've already cut out, so I'll just give that just a bit of a flick just to help release the die from the actual cardstock. And it comes out quite easily. So it doesn't matter what type of die I have, if it's a branded die, if it's an unbranded die, I always run it through a couple of times. So there's just a couple of little bits here that I'm just going to poke out. So I'll stick that on the front there, so just looking to make sure that's what I want. Now I've got the same coloured cardstock here, and it measures 21.5 by 10.5 centimetres, and I'm going to score it at 10.5 centimetres. So I'll get my Stampin Up scoreboard and I'll just score that at 10.5 centimetres. I'll just glue this down with some PVA glue onto the black cardstock. Now I've also got some green marbled paper for the inside, so I'll just trim that to size, and I'm just going to stick down the black card front. Now I'll just use some double-sided tape, and I always put down some PVA glue just for good measure as well, so I just put a thin layer down. Now I always release 2 corners of the double-sided tape. This will actually help me line up the mounted card onto the actual cardstock. When I'm happy, then I just release it, just like that. So I'll just glue down my little corner bit there, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now I've got a box of die words here, and this is how I store my dies alphabetically. So I'm just going to go through and just have a look to see what word dies I've got that I can use on the front of this card. So I find a word die here that actually says hello. So I thought that would be a really nice card, especially given that this is a smaller card. So I'm just going to cut this out of some green cardstock, and I'm going to mount it on some black cardstock. So I'll just pop that out because I just want my sentiment just to stand out a bit. So I'll just use my PVA precision glue just to glue that onto the black cardstock. So the green marbled insert, I just add on one side some double adhesive. Just take that off and just insert that in. So I'll just mount my hello sentiment just with some double sided adhesive, just to give it that added dimension. And that's my card finished for today. I hope you've enjoyed my process video on my hello card. If you have, please give me the thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for up and coming videos. Until next time, happy crafting. See ya!